getting to kind of final words of advice. And so this will go to all of you. I think we're going to start with you, Jillian, then Julia, and then Jessica. So just so you know your order, give you a few minutes to think about it. But really, if you had to be approached by somebody who's starting an MDF program, or you're giving advice, you know, what in your opinion or is your experience are the key things that make an MDF program successful? So sorry to pick on you, Jillian, but I think you've got you up.
I love it. I'm very passionate about this, so it's all good. Yeah, I think that the starting point is figuring out your company goals and figuring out what activities align with that goal and again are complementary to your partner's goals as well. So you know, you can go in and you have a strategy and you build your MDF guidelines around that. Who's participating in it? What activities are you investing in? And then planning for that runway of making those adjustments, you know, as you get those results and you see the impact that some of these activities are having or not having. So yeah, I think there's a lot of aspects to the program that are very important. And as Jessica said, it's not as straightforward as you would think. But at the end of the day, our goal with MDF is to increase brand awareness and bring new business for you and the partner. And to do that, you have to be very strategic about where you're putting your funds.
Brilliant, thank you. Okay, Julia?
Yeah, so I'll just add on there. I think, you know, it's kind of one of the biggest pieces, the planning, right? So business planning, marketing planning. So it starts with, you know, to me, when we talk about the onboarding of the partner, then you know, define who that partner is and your key objectives, and that's all built into that business plan, right? So I can't say enough on how important that strategic business planning is with the partner that is, you know, that you're working with. Again, we've talked about all different states, you know, shapes and sizes, and what the partner's you know, size of their marketing strategy is, etc. But and then again, defining very key activities that are proposal based. So you build that into your business plan, and then you hold each other accountable for pivoting, scratching through the things that you can't do, or again, as the market conditions change. But you have to start on, you know, pen and paper first. Let's build the plan together, and then let's propose what other marketing plans look like. I know it's very hard, and again, it's all depending on, you know, the different shapes and sizes of your partnerships. But you know, we try to do in our company to do you know, the first half. Let's do the current quarter and the second quarter outlook and build that plan together, and then again, hold each other accountable for executing to that plan.
I think all of those things. So I'll try to come up with something new. I feel like communications is a big one. So I'm personally super guilty of, oh, I thought about it 3 times in my head, but how many times did I say it out loud? And so one of the things I was chuckling in is like when you onboard a partner and you tell them about the MDF program, I feel like we think it's a checkbox, like I did the thing. And I was like, oh, actually the partner probably needs to hear it almost every time you talk to them. So I think there is, what are the key messages that you want to make sure are hit over and over again? And that work is never done. Also, like when Julie was talking about like having your 2-month or your 2-quarter plan of pulling it up, are we still aligned? Are these still the primary objectives? And like, are we hitting against them? I just feel like that pause to make sure we're all saying the same things in the same way and aligned, I think is the only thing I could add to what Julia and Jillian were talking about, is just never underestimate the power of communications in the process, whether it's, hey, your MDF is about to expire, or hey, you need to submit your claim so you don't lose the funds, to, hey, what was the ROI? I feel like sometimes that can be rushed, and I would encourage us all to take a deep breath and like really make sure we're communicating effectively what we're trying to achieve.
I think that's a great point. You know, if you're doing your due diligence of increasing that communication and making sure that they have all their information that they need to be successful in the program, then you can even further hold them accountable. But, you know, it's a give and take situation where you're doing your part, they need to be doing their part, and that's where that accountability can come in on both sides. I think that's a great point.
Yeah, very.
And I think when we talk about adding to the plan, right? So you're building the plan with your key champions, right? Whomever those are, not typically the business leaders, but those champions that are going to really go out there and be responsible for executing. So, but not forgetting to ask, what do you find? What does good look like? What vendor do you work with today that you find success with? Because you don't have to always reinvent the wheel, right? So we talked about some of the bigger kind of out of the box activities, but what do you, Mr. Partner, find that is successful? And let's emulate that, because I think, Jessica, you said this, like if you can create a couple of quick wins where they get established using your platform, they see the ease of use, the visibility that they have, then that makes it easier to rinse and repeat those activities. So again, the quicker that you can get to the onboarding and the planning, and then some of those quick turnkey aligned, asking them again, what has worked for you, and then adapting that into your plans and executing, you'll get some of those quicker wins and be able to share the visibility using some of the platforms and the data that we have.
Yeah, excellent. And I think automation plays a big role here because you need
100%.
to have those objectives. You need to be able to measure those objectives. You need to be able to communicate those objectives, right? And you need to do this in a way that is streamlined and efficient, and not digging through multiple emails and trying to create spreadsheets, and just an overhead for both your teams and your partners, right? So I think yeah, fantastic advice there. It's really been a great panel, actually. So I think in creating a successful MDF program is your ability to show results, right? And be able to show, be able to capture, first of all, the key metrics